At halftime, the game comes your way. The NBA on ABC after this message and a word from your ABC station. Enjoy the game.
Lineups. Here's how they look for the Pistons and the Nets. Up front, Tayshaun Prince, Richard Jefferson, Ben Wallace, Jason Collins, Clifford Robinson, and Kenyon Martin, who had the sensational Game 2 in Detroit. The backcourts, as the fireworks go off inside, Rip Hamilton having a great series. Kerry Kittles not so great. Jason Kidd, as always, is having a super series, and Chauncey Billups in the backcourt for Detroit. Let's check in with David Aldridge. DA.
Guys, just to finalize on the lottery process, the Pistons most definitely are going to take Darko Milicic with the second pick. They worked him out today. They are very impressed with him. If they take him, they can move Ben Wallace to power forward. That's the position they think he can play. Trust me, that's going to happen. As far as the game tonight, the problem is rebounding. 19 offensive rebounds for New Jersey in Game 2. Cliff Robinson, 38 minutes, no rebounds. Rick Carlisle says this team has got to rebound as a team. That means the guards have to help out as well. Keep New Jersey off the glass. Now, for the Nets' point of view, let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
All right, David. Well, Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin, and Richard Jefferson all told me that home court advantage helps them in one specific way. They run better at home. And I asked Byron Scott about it, and he said there are a couple reasons. One is adrenaline. Another, we're in a comfort zone. And that comfort zone allows us to take risks we wouldn't otherwise take, to take chances, to force the issue and push the ball more than what they might on the road. But he also said, Brad, Detroit is, quote, one proud group, and this will be the toughest game of the series by far, Brad.
He told us there's no way they're going to lay down, whether they're on the road or at home. But he did add that this is a golden opportunity for the Nets to start to put this thing away.
But for the New Jersey Nets, it starts on the defensive end. They got to get out there and extend that pressure defense. And then as they were just playing Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run, that's what their offensive mentality has to be, and get the entire roster involved, capitalize on that depth.
Look at fog in here. Looks like your teepee.
That's right. Your high definition at home, folks, might look a little smoky. They had fireworks going off after Joe Piscopo came out and did the lineups for the New Jersey Nets. That got the crowd a little bit psyched as well.
This crowd is fired up. They are lusting. They want Piston blood tonight. Kenyon Martin already calling the crowd down to the court.
Well, Detroit they have to get easier buckets tonight. If they can't get out, get at least 8 to 10 fast break points, I don't see it happening.
We're underway. And it's Kenyon Martin, much like Game 2, in about 5 seconds scoring.
Does that count as a fast break point? Off the tip? It looked pretty fast to me.
Detroit definitely needs to work on their jump ball defense.
That's 2 games in a row. In the opening seconds, Kenyon Martin scored.
They do have game film over there in Detroit, right?
I'm sure they do. Chauncey Billups. Here's Rip Hamilton, 24 points in each of the first 2 games over Kerry Kittles. Kittles with a rebound off the miss.
Well, we saw that the first 2 games. I mean, the shot clock running down, trying to grind out a shot, get up a shot. It's got to be done earlier.
Last game, it was Kenyon Martin on the first shot, Jason Kidd on the second. They almost pulled off the same thing there.
Hey, Robinson got a rebound. He's already surpassed his output from Game 2. 38 minutes, no rebounds.
That's his first rebound in 43 minutes of play, as a matter of fact. Tayshaun Prince missed outside, and a whistle and a foul, and it's going to be on Collins.
Well, you can say in the last 43 minutes he has 1 more rebound than Jimmy Hoffa.
So difficult for Jason Collins, matched up against Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace, the emotional leader of this Pistons squad, is going to relentlessly work his way to every ball. Jason Collins has to stay out of foul trouble and keep his body in between Wallace and the rim.
Here's Hamilton open over Kittles. Got it.
He might be one of the best in the league at running the baseline. He is just relentless. He knows how to use his screens, and best of all, he's patient about using those screens.
Byron Scott called him a young Reggie Miller in our meeting before the ball game. Here's a lob underneath. Kidd trying to get it to Martin, and Wallace swipes it.
Transition defense. Can Kerry Kittle slow down Hamilton?
He spins to the baseline, trying to get it over to Prince, and it's knocked out of bounds by Collins.
On your point about Byron Scott comparing him to Reggie Miller, Byron should know Byron played with Reggie Miller for 2 years with the ability to move off the screen for Rip Hamilton and knock that down. Scott, as a reserve player at the end of his career after the illustrious years with the Los Angeles Lakers, finishing up with the Pacers.
8 on the shot clock. Hamilton again trying to penetrate, and he does. How quick.
Such explosiveness.
56% for Rip. Actually a little better than that after those 2 baskets, but the rest of the team's not picking up any of the slack.
At what point does he call his teammates out?
Jefferson slips, trying to take a move to the bucket, and Kidd just inside the 3-point line misses his second jumper.
Well, this series so far, at least for me, has come down to who can get the easier buckets via fast break, via offensive rebounds, because I mean, you watch these teams in the half court, it's not pretty.
Chauncey Billups.
There you go.
Pretty 3.
I think it's come down to the brilliance of Jason Kidd, who's just a better player than anyone else, then the fact that Detroit has absolutely no answer for Kenyon Martin.
Kittles can't connect. Ben Wallace snatches down the rebound. His 3rd already in the early going. Wallace not a big offensive threat, but he's backing in, and there's his hook shot in and out. Jason Kidd with the head always looking to get it to a teammate.
Well, that's the one great thing about him being such a great lookout. Jason Kidd's such a great rebounder. He doesn't need the outlet. He gets it, and he's gone.
He is the outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
Fresh clock after Jefferson kept it alive.
Not a lot of movement right now in the half court for New Jersey, which is usually their staple.
Kenyon Martin outside. And he keeps getting better with that part of his game. He's going to be scary.
We saw in game 4 everything, the jump hooks, the scoops, the turnaround jumpers, putting it on the floor, driving to a spot and exploding into the air, and now a face-up jumper from 18.
Billups over Kidd. Oh, tough shot. Chauncey Billups. That's something he's not done a lot of, or at least enough of, in the first 2 games.
Rick Carlisle telling us he needs a huge explosion from Chauncey Billups here. Really have only seen it sporadically in the first 2 games.
They're trying to get Kittle some shots early in this ball game, as Martin missed that one, and Wallace has another board.
Well, good defense by Cliff Robinson there. He hasn't been getting a lot of rebounds and shooting particularly well, but he is their best big man-on-man defender.
There's a block shot by Kittles, and here comes Kidd on the run. He'll take it himself, and got it.
His decision-making on the break is just fantastic. He's got high flyers on either side. Richard Jefferson ready to throw one down. The defense has to commit to Richard Jefferson. Jason Kidd all the way to the hoop. Beautiful.
Here's Tayshaun Prince trying to get involved in the offense, and does.
Prince is down. Jefferson should get out in transition.
There's Jefferson open on the baseline. Missed the outside jumper, though.
Well, so far with Detroit, 2 of the 3 guys we talked about earlier needing to get off. Billups with 2 buckets, and Prince with a nice strong move.
Hamilton lost it going up.
They just back off Ben Wallace.
Nice job of playing the passing lanes by Martin and Collins to come up with a steal. Kittles.
And that was one he may have, wanted to lay off there, because Prince stayed on him. I don't think you look at Prince, you say, well, he's not that big, but he's really long, and you don't know it until he fully extends.
This pace really favors New Jersey, even though they're down 5 early.
Hamilton over Jefferson. Rip Hamilton, his 3rd basket already.
I don't know if having 6 points 6 minutes into the half, but I know New Jersey wanted to score a little bit more than that. They haven't been able to really get out in the break, I'm sure, as much as they'd like to either.
They've had opportunities, and it's been up and down.
Hamilton and Billups have taken the crowd out of it. Martin keeps it alive for the Nets with a finger roll off the glass.
He just keeps getting better, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of before your eyes, just the maturity, the inside game. You still, if you're guarding him, you want him to shoot from the outside, but he's even improving at that. And just the overall intensity he brings to this Nets team, too.
Kittle's overplayed Hamilton and then blocked a shot from behind, and Kidd almost kept it in play.
Detroit needs to do a better job of utilizing Ben Wallace in the offense with dribble handoffs and keep him on the weak.
Tuesday night to finish off game 2, and 11 of their first 15 he's picked up right where he left off a couple of days ago. The foul is on Kittles. Clifford Robinson throwing a shoulder on Kenyon Martin. Martin stripped him. Here comes Kidd and company. Kittles. And a foul.
How sweet was that?
A layoff by Jason Kidd with the left hand. He sort of pushed it right ahead of the play and let Kittles run onto it.
That was just you watch him right here. Oh yeah, by the way, we didn't talk about Kenyon Martin's defense at all either. A very good low post defender. Look at that. Between two defenders like it was nothing. But we talk about the maturity, too, of him not getting the fouls and all that. I think he said, you know, he can find $300,000. He stopped doing that kind of stuff. He said that's like 2 cars.
He's got a family.
What kind of cars he drives.
So there is hope for Ron Artest.
Yes.
Kenyon Martin missed the better portion of 7 games last year due to those kind of problems, and hasn't had those kind of problems this year. Phillips knocks down the jumper. Chauncey ties us at 17.
That was a tough shot, too. And this is a tough matchup for Mehmet Okur on the perimeter. Does he have the quickness to stay with him?
Martin crosses him over, goes to the glass and through the foul.
And the foot speed there is a problem. He can bang with him a little bit, but if he gets him out to 15, 16 feet, he's either got to back off him and give him the jumper, because if he gets up too close, you see right there, foot speed is just overwhelmingly in Martin's favor.
It would help the defender a little bit if they would apply the traveling rules to crossover moves.
Kenyon will go back to the free throw line where he's hit 2 out of 3. Knocks down the first one. Tomorrow night on ABC's 2020, meet 400 beautiful women who will stop at nothing to call themselves Dallas Maverick cheerleaders. But only 15 will get picked. So what does it take? It's a 2020 full-court press like you've never seen. Tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central on ABC. And no, Tom Tolbert did not do the interviews for 2020 tomorrow night.
I do choreography.
Yes, we've seen some of that. Martin got them both.
They're chanting Kmart here at Continental Airlines Arena. And every time he gets the ball, you can just see the fans inch closer out of their seats, trying to anticipate the next explosion from Kenyon Martin.
And a whistle and a foul will be on Lucius Harris, trying to stay with Rip Hamilton. Martin already with 14 points. 5 field goals and 4 for 5 from the free throw line.
Well, you can really see it in his eyes. I mean, when a player gets it going like that, he feels like everything and anything is possible. Jump shots, drives, turnaround jumpers, and he's put his whole repertoire on display.
And almost came up with a steal as Tayshaun Prince tried to take him to the bucket.
But it's just like the Boston and the Milwaukee series for Kenyon Martin. He's realizing that there's nobody out here that can play him. Horrendous slump for the Pistons right now.
Okur comes up short as the shot clock was winding down and the ball's out of bounds off Hamilton out to the Nets.
Remember that play we saw for Detroit late in the 4th quarter of game 2 where Chauncey Billups got a screen at the high post,
took the jumper,
just pulled up, looked like Hal Greer knocking one down. And why don't they come back to that play?
He's got 7 points already in the ball game, but not those types of shots so far. He has 1 3. Williams in for the Nets. So's Rodney Rogers. Jason Kidd all the way by everybody. Nobody picked him up. Okur came late, and Kidd's got 4, and the lead is 4.
Well, one man was able to screen 2.
New Jersey's big men utilized the dribble handoff better than anyone as a front court player since the days of Dave Cowens, the Celtic legend.
Here's Wallace with Williams on his hip. Ben Wallace up high, got the roll. That's his first basket.
Nice shot there by Ben, but I'm guessing New Jersey would probably take that one.
Final minute. Nets scored on 8 of their last 9 possessions. As you look at the game track, here's Rodney Rogers, who's been pretty good the first 2 games of this series. And he's fouled.
A horrendous matchup.
And a technical on Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups wanted a push-off foul on Rodney Rogers on Rogers' attempt to catch the lob pass. Referees saw nothing of the sort. play on Rodney Rogers. They cannot guard him with Chauncey Billups or a small man.
So Lucius Harris shoots the technical. There's Wallace trying to strip Rogers. The foul's called. Chauncey Billups with the, you see the hand motion. That's not going to help you anytime.
Career?
Bronze him.
Oh, platinum. Forget bronze. They'd be hanging up somewhere.
How about the job that Anthony Johnson did, though?
Well,
And how
guess.
difficult is it to play behind Jason Kidd? The pressure on Byron Scott to put Jason Kidd in the game literally every single time. And here's Anthony Johnson, who had been the classic journeyman, the 40th player chosen overall in the '97 draft. Started with Sacramento, went to Atlanta, then Orlando, back to Atlanta, up to Cleveland. Now has found a home after a couple of 10-day contracts. What a testament to hard work and dedication, Anthony Johnson.
2 Corliss Williams free throws. Corliss Williamson's free throws cut the lead down to 10. And Aaron Williams lobs for Martin.
Down, throw it, down, Kmart. Technical foul for taunting. And Richard Jefferson comes right up to him and said, I don't care. It was worth it. I'll pay the fine.
What I do is what he's asking right now.
Excessive celebration.
You know what? That's bull. Because if you're not right in someone's face, if you're not humiliating another player, I don't buy that. How about show some emotion, have some fun, show some intensity.
Rip Hamilton hits the technical free throw.
Let's see what happens there. First of all, great hustle by Aaron Williams to grab it. Throws it up. Kenyon Martin grabs it. Slaps the backboard. That couldn't have been it because everybody slaps the backboard.
Slapping the backboard is an automatic technical foul.
Well, they've missed about 40 of those in this year. Everybody loves
They
slapping
only
the
call the
backboard.
ones they see.
How can you not see somebody slapping the backboard?
How can you not see a traveling violation?
And they're still talking with Kenyon Martin. Jason Kidd's trying to get in on the conversation as well.
A year ago, Kenyon Martin would have lost his mind under these circumstances. The growth, the maturity, the evolution. Who's ever going to stop him? Who's going to be able to slow him down? You can't even visualize anyone in the entire Eastern Conference being able to match up with this guy, and he's only in his 3rd year. What a future.
Now, let's
There's
see right
the-
here. Slap the backboard, and then he starts going.
Oh, then it's tattoo time.
That's a.
Yeah, I don't care. You know, if he's in somebody's
What would
face doing that,
What if
then
he
I
had
would
pulled his
call
shirt
it.
off?
I don't care. I mean, it's not World Cup.
What do you care
Okay, he
about?
didn't score a goal.
That's the problem, Tom. You just don't
No, I
care.
just like emotion. I like intensity. And if a guy does something great, I want to see that emotion. If he would have done that in somebody else's face for the Pistons, give him a T. But he didn't do it to taunt somebody. He did it because he was excited. Nice pass.
He
by the way.
feeds.
Oh,
Jason Kidd underneath. What a pass by Martin.
stop it.
Forget the pass. What about the shot? What about figuring out what kind of spin you're going to put on the ball?
I don't think Jason Kidd will forget the pass.
Oh, my. Look at this. I mean, up, spin, backwards. Minnesota Fats couldn't have put that kind of English on the ball.
Well, we talked at the outset about putting the show on. Right now, the show is in full swing.
10 points for Jason Kidd. 10 points was the biggest lead up until now. It's a dozen, 48-36.
Tom, you get the sense that John Barry has worked his way out of the rotation for Rick Carlisle?
Well, whenever you don't find yourself with a seat on the bench, that usually hurts.
But John has been sitting on the floor for a while.
No, he always sits on the
But this
floor.
is a guy who can create some offensive spark and excitement and who will get out there and get in the face of the other team. A little surprised at Rick Carlisle not giving him a look. When he plays, the Pistons are a much more electric team.
Corliss Williamson hits a free throw. I don't think Rick Carlisle was too excited about the technical foul John Barry got in the pivotal moments of the fourth quarter in Game 2 in Detroit. I got that impression talking to Rick.
Well, sometimes the energy it brings positive, and that's just who he is. I mean, he's going to get excited. He's going to play hard. And sometimes maybe he goes a little overboard.
Corliss Williamson, all 7 of his points this quarter.
Beautiful set offense for New Jersey.
Here's Martin trying to whip a pass to Collins, and it's knocked out of bounds.
We see this time and time again. Guys who get double teamed, Kenyon Martin, a Tim Duncan, a Akeem Olajuwon, a Dirk Nowitzki, when they get double team, they step away from the basket, and they really have no momentum to throw that hard cross-court pass to guys who are wide open and waiting.
Jefferson trying to get it out to Kidd, and did. Kidd over Atkins, and he knocked it down.
If Jason Kidd is going to knock down those shots.
His wife and son looking on as Daddy knocks down the outside jumper. And here he comes again to Jefferson. Oh, and he missed a jam. Kidd misses as well. Third chance coming up for the Nets.
It has been a nightmare for Richard Jefferson tonight.
Well, you know it's a bad night if you're the Pistons and they hit a 3 now. The 2 missed layups.
Collins. Here's Jefferson against Corliss Williamson. He'll take the outside jumper. Didn't get the roll, and Okur with a rebound.
One real problem for Rick Carlisle is that Tayshaun Prince and Mehmet Okur have not been able to sustain the contributions now that they're playing bigger minutes in more important games. Nice rotation defensively by Richard Jefferson.
Here's Jefferson, who you never expect to miss a jam, and then Kidd knowing Okur is coming, and he missed inside.
Great hustle by Okur. Great hustle.
Never stopped.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys would stop knowing that Richard Jefferson's going to dunk that. Kidd would have had an easy layup, but Okur comes flying in there, forces him to miss the layup. Williamson back into the play. Nice hustle by the Pistons there.
Meanwhile, Kenyon Martin has picked up his second foul against Corliss Williamson, who hits his 6th straight free throw after missing the first one.
Pistons need to show something in terms of taking the game, the momentum, the flow away from New Jersey before the halftime, or they're going to go in extremely discouraged.
Williamson off the bench has 9 points. Pistons, though, their bench is only 2 out of 13 from the floor, and they had the best bench point-wise in the NBA this year at over 34 points a game. Jason Kidd gets into the front court. Byron Scott wanted a timeout. Take away Richard Hamilton, and there's not much to talk about there.
No, this is the same old story. And with the Nets already having 50 points, you're going to have to get up probably in the 90, 95, maybe even 100-point range to win this game. And Hamilton can't be the only guy that does it. Maybe we're expecting a little too much out of Prince because he was so good against Orlando and Philadelphia. He's a rookie. I mean,
but he's a good basketball player.
He is, but I don't think
good basketball players thrive in positions like this.
But only special rookies thrive in situations like this. I mean, it's only so many rookies. Magic Johnson comes to mind against the Sixers.
He was the #1 pick.
Yeah.
Tayshaun Prince, what, 23rd?
No, well, that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think he played maybe a little over his head.
Keep in mind, he played 3 minutes in 3 games in the regular season against the New Jersey Nets. Didn't play in 2 games, played 3 minutes in the other. Tonight has not done much. Meanwhile, Kenyon Martin's picked up his 3rd foul, and that's big for the Nets as Robinson's at the free throw line. They got 1 of 2.
A lot of guys can come in and have 1 good game, even a couple of good games. But then when the defense starts really focusing in and digging in and starts knocking you to the ground, what kind of game can you come back with?
Like this guy.
Well, you forget about it. Like you said, he hits those, forget it. I mean, that's what you give him. Usually every player has 1 Achilles heel, no matter how small it is. And that's been Jason's over the course of his career. Consistency from outside. When he hits it, he doesn't have one.
Robinson, finally they hit a field goal. The last 10 points have come from the free throw line for the Pistons.
But Brad, the statistics are overwhelming in New Jersey's favor. 10-point edge in points in the paint. 16-point edge in fast break points. They're shooting almost 17% better from the floor.
In the first 2 games, not only did the Nets control the paint as far as scoring, but also the fast break points. So they did it both ways the first 2 games, and here they come again looking to push it. Oh, look out.
Tease him, Jason Kidd. What a hesitation move.
Coming up tomorrow night on TNT, San Antonio and Dallas will have at it in Game 3. A 9 o'clock start there. Saturday on ABC. WNBA, LA at Connecticut at 4 o'clock. Saturday night on ESPN, we'll have Game 4 of this series. We'll all be getting together here again 8 o'clock on Saturday night.
Is there a more important skill in basketball than change of pace, change of direction? this quarter, the Pistons have lived at the free throw line. Jason Kidd with the kiss, but no touch.
Whoa, jeez. Rodney Rogers almost knocked that thing in off the backboard. Rip Hamilton has it stripped by Kidd, but a foul. And Jason picks up his first.
Well, they may end up getting to the free throw line 20 times in a quarter.
Are we in the Western Conference?
The free throw parade has allowed Detroit to stay in. The same way that in game 1, Dallas-San Antonio, the free throw parade for San Antonio took them out of their running game. Richard Jefferson very lucky not to get a technical foul, as there was some argument on the Detroit bench saying, where is the consistency? Chauncey Billups throws his arm, gets waved for a technical. Richard Jefferson does literally the same thing. The referee turns and walks away. Consistency, please.
Hamilton got them both. 12 of the last 15 points for the Pistons come from. There's the second quarter free throw story. Rogers misses and Corliss Williamson clears it up. Here comes Detroit now.
Since Kenyon Martin went to the bench, the Nets have just come to a grinding halt.
Hamilton, Rogers on him.
Well, get out of his way.
Nice ball movement.
Jumper by Hamilton won't go. Jefferson tipped it over to Jason Kidd. Kidd the cross court to Kittles. Missed a three. And Robinson a rebound. He's got twice as many rebounds as he had in game 2.
Well, they have done a nice job in the last 2 minutes defensively, not letting the easy buckets on the fast break, and then clamping down, making them shoot from the outside and getting a hand in their face.
Final minute, first half. Robinson's going to try another three. This one was halfway home and came back out.
Detroit's also done a very good job of keeping Jason Collins off the offensive glass.
Yeah.
He had 9 in game 1.
Oh, what a pass by Kidd to Kittle.
When you're playing with Jason Kidd, never stop moving. Just keep on the go all the time. He'll find a way to make you the star.
Kerry Kittle's first field goal in the last 42 minutes of playing time, going back to the fourth quarter of game 1. That's what you call a dry spell for Kerry Kittles, and there's no way he was going to miss this one. Watch this pass.
Off the bounce. You know, I mean, that is just incredible. I mean, that's just something either you have or you don't have. You don't work on stuff like that.
But imagine where New Jersey would be.
Nice job by Rogers to knock it away from Williamson.
Nice play, Jefferson.
Kittles, Kidd. Finally,
shot
Kidd
time.
pulls it out and knows exactly what's going on with the clock and the score. 55-46, final 10 seconds of the half. Nets are going to have the lead through 2 quarters at home in game 3. How much will that lead be? Kidd inside, adds 2 more. Long pass for Williamson. He might have a crack at it. Missed it just before the end of the quarter.
The Pistons can't even score on a 1-on-0 break.
Jason Kidd and the little kid of Jason's twirling the towel. Verizon Aldridge with you here at Continental Airlines Arena. It's game 3 Eastern Conference Finals. 2-0 Nets, and they're a half away from making it 3 straight.
Beautiful step out, Jason Collins.
Here's Ben Wallace inside, got the roll.
Well, quite simply, Detroit needs to find offense. This is an offensive game right here. The biggest offensive explosion, as Brad said, in this series.
They're shooting 36%.
But they got 48 points now. They could go over 90.
Might have not had 48 points at the end of 3 quarters of the first game.
It's going to start with defense.
The only reason Detroit's even in this game is because Richard Jefferson can't do anything, and Kerry Kittles is having another nightmare of a performance.
52% is definitely the best we've seen for a half from either of these teams, and that's the Nets.
And Michael Curry inserted into the starting lineup in the second half, and Lou Tayshaun, nice pass.
Rip Hamilton, nobody on him.
But I don't understand that. You say they need offense, and then they make a substitution of Michael Curry.
Well, because he's not giving it to him. I think Tayshaun Prince may have very simply just hit the playoff wall.
Wait a second.
Here's Richard Jefferson outside, and the rebound is the Pistons. Billups.
A wall generally comes from fatigue. Nice hands.
Kidd with a steal. He's got Kenyon Martin to his right. He'll take it himself.
He is so smart. His body position, the way he pounds that ball so hard and so quickly, able to, on that last dribble, explode right into his driving layup that nobody could block.
Kidd having a big offensive night with 19. Hamilton to pull-up jumper. Kenyon Martin got a piece of it. Here comes New Jersey.
Nice.
Another no-look pass to Jefferson by Kidd. And Jefferson's fouled.
With Kenyon,
Richard is praying out there.
with Kenyon Martin, he just gets up so quick. And he had great stuff. And watch him make the defender make the decision. Make the decision, okay, you're not going to come over, I'll lay it up. If Clifford Robinson goes over to stop him, he throws a lob to Kenyon Martin. It's an easy bucket. He is the best at being able to wait to the last possible minute. And as soon as you make your decision, he'll make his, ends up a bucket.
Jason, who had 20 points rather in game 2, but got a lot of them late when they needed him, has 19 already.
Terry Kittle so open.
Long jumper by Jefferson off the mark. Wallace clears it off. 8 rebounds for Ben Wallace.
Well, you got to look for something there. You got to look for something in the open court. Pick and roll. Try to get something before the defense gets set.
Robinson misses. Kidd another rebound.
Every loose ball going to Jason Kidd.
And he's fouled by Billups.
The great thing is that Chauncey Billups argues for a jump ball on this call. What is he thinking?
I'm not sure I've ever seen a jump ball called in a situation like that. Guess you might as well try.
So Kidd can go for point number 20 right here from the free throw line. And he's got it. As we check in with D.A. David.
Guys, the halftime talk was very simple from the Pistons. We got our butts kicked, although they didn't say butts. You'd think I could say the other word, but, you know, since Sipowicz says it all the time, but I can't. So there you go.
Series. And he hit the game winner, remember, in game 1. Hits the free throw. The NBA Finals kick off June 4th at 8 o'clock on ABC. Log on to NBA.com for an exclusive look ahead at the potential matchups, including a statistical breakdown for all the conference finalists. Love it live on NBA.com. You got to love Jason Kidd's game tonight as he hits both free throws, and the lead is back to 15.
You talked about the finals. The fans here, they're talking championship. They're not just talking about getting to the finals. They think this year, with the evolution and improvement of Kenyon Martin and Jason Kidd, they've got a real shot at the whole thing.
Hamilton runs the baseline and then delivers. Boys, he's been doing that through 3 games.
Well, I'll give New Jersey a lot of credit, too, for not letting him do that, because when he runs the base, he doesn't need a lot of time to squeeze that shot off. And usually when he squeezes it off, it finds net.
Kittles, oh, boy. Kerry Kittles spins it off the glass.
Things going your way much tonight?
A little bit.
You start throwing that kind of stuff in there. Wow.
Kittles was 7 tonight so far. 6:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 69-54.
Look at Jason Kidd everywhere.
And he forces a turnover by overplaying for the steal. And Jefferson rams it home.
Finally.
RJ says, I can score. Oh, the poor guy.
Well, if there was a lid on the basket for him, he just smashed it with that one.
The lead is 17, courtesy of the flush by Jefferson. And Kenyon Martin the outlet to Jefferson again.
What a pass.
Kerry Kittles picks up the loose ball. And momentarily things slow as we work our way under 6 minutes. Backdoor cut by Kidd.
Offensive foul, pushing off.
His 2nd foul.
Just a horrible pass by Clifford Robinson. Jefferson just gets it, stuffs it, and then says,
thank you.
But that pass by Robinson, that was a bad pass because Jason Kidd was in there trying to steal that ball from him.
Atkins from the outside. Robinson keeps it alive.
Detroit's trying to beat you with Chucky Atkins and Michael Curry jacking up perimeter jumpers. That's not going to work.
Kittles. Whoa, was Wallace up for the rebound.
inhaled it.
Atkins leaves it for Wallace, and he deserves that one.
How cool is that?
That
just
was a
inhaled
rebound.
the rebound, ran down the court as hard as he could, and got a dunk. Great effort there by Ben Wallace.
Without question, the rebound of the series.
And he's had a lot of them. 22 in one game, 16 in another. Collins The outside jumper in and out. And who else? Jason Kidd.
Well, Detroit seems like they're a step slow on a lot of these plays.
Nice fake, Jason Collins.
And a great move with the left hand by Collins. Faked the pass back to Kidd and then worked inside.
A lost art, low post offense. Set up your game by faking the ball to Cutters, and that's going to force Rick Carlisle.
Chances with Kenyon Martin, Richard Jefferson, Jason Kidd still all in the game. He knows this isn't over.
Martin, the other night, those kind of shots were going in the fourth quarter. Hamilton can't run down the pass, and the Pistons turn it over.
Byron Scott must know something that I don't.
Tayshaun Prince, who started the last 2 games for Michael Curry, and Curry, the longtime veteran and president of the NBA Players Association, says, "Kid, you're going to have better days."
Well, if I was Michael Curry, I'd be telling him, without you, we don't get here. And you're only in the first year. And this is going to be a great experience for him as a first-year guy getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, what it's going to show him is how hard he's got to work in terms of getting in shape. And he's got a great role model in Rip Hamilton playing ahead of him.
Hamilton still running that baseline, trying to find an opening. Robinson trying to get it in the paint to Williamson, and Kidd.
Jason Kidd
on it.
Jason Kidd just outworked, outmuscled, outpushed Ben Wallace, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year for that loose ball.
Nice rebound by Kenyon Martin. Foul coming down. Number 1 seeded team in the East who won 50 games during the regular season. And the pictures tell the story of how they feel right now.
He just needs a chance.
Just give me 100. That's all I want.
Still a chance for that.
I don't want to see 100 in this series once.
Oh, Ben Wallace is still playing.
Yeah,
Send it back, Ben.
He's not giving up easy buckets no matter what the score is.
Blow out the hair next game, Ben.
Robinson missed a 3. Williamson, final 15 seconds on the baseline, got it. Ben Wallace, that was his 4th block shot. Another big rebounding night for him, but another loss for his team. As New Jersey goes up 3 games to none in the Eastern Conference Finals. They hold on their home court after taking 2 close ones from Detroit at the Palace tonight. Continental Airlines Arena was Jason Kidd's Palace. They win by 12. We'll be back to wrap it up in a moment.